All right, everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I have a super special video today and a super special video guest. So without further ado, we're going to talk some BlackBerry today with Peter Franklin, the CEO of OnwardMobility. So welcome, glad to have you here.
Thank you, Adam. Pleasure to be here. Really excited to be on your show. We've watched a lot of your videos. Couldn't be more thrilled to join you. So thank you for having me.
Well, hopefully you've enjoyed them. So I'm glad you've been able to watch. And if you've seen, of course, you've seen them. You know, I'm a very big BlackBerry fan. I've been using BlackBerry since 2005, and it was a really exciting morning. I believe it was August the 18th, August 19th. Whenever I woke up and found out, big announcement, ta-da, OnwardMobility is going to be bringing us a new BlackBerry 2021.
You bet. Yep. We're just thrilled to announce that we'll be making the next BlackBerry phone with 5G, with a physical keyboard. We've heard from a lot of excited fans that can't wait until the release. And, we're just thrilled and honored to be the ones making it.
Yeah, there was a lot of uncertainty in the BlackBerry community. I mean, I even made a video back in February about the licensing agreement with BlackBerry Mobile's ending. We as a BlackBerry community have been through this quite a few times. There was the original, BlackBerry 10, they're not making any new devices. Then BlackBerry themselves made the BlackBerry Priv, which everybody loves, the slider phone, all that cool stuff. Yep. And then the DTEC devices, and then the BlackBerry Mobile license. So it's not been the most stable relationship between customers and Android and BlackBerry for a while. So it was huge news. And I'm glad that y'all are the ones that are going to be doing this. But yeah, super cool. And so just to get some of this stuff hammered out, OnwardMobility, y'all are the ones bringing it to market underneath y'all's name, and FIH is going to be the one that's putting it together.
Mm-hmm. Correct. So FIH has been a phenomenal partner throughout the process. As I'm sure you know, Adam, they made the BlackBerry Classic. They're really, truly a world-class manufacturer, and they bring a level of execution and I think trust of execution to this project that I think BlackBerry fans should be happy to hear, right? Because we will be bringing a flagship device to market with all of the great features that you need for this to be your primary device. And we talk a lot about security, we talk a lot about productivity, but at the end of the day, our mission really is for this to be your main device. And that comes with a lot of requirements, right? You need to have top level battery life, right? You need to have a wonderful screen. You need to have all of those features that you would come to expect and that you expect out of your primary device. And we're excited to be making those.
Yeah, and one thing I just want to fixate on real quick, you said the word primary device. That's important to me, and I think that's going to be important to some other people when they hear it as well, because a lot of times in the past when we've had BlackBerries, it's always been a secondary device. Like it's been, all right, that's my work phone. I put it down on the counter when I come home. I leave it at the office when I leave on Friday. That's nice news to my ears, because that to me says, okay, y'all are really putting a lot of thought into this to where when I get home, I'm still going to want to keep using it.
Yeah, absolutely. And even, hey, I want to take pictures, right? You're not grabbing another device. Things like that are crucial. My background really is primarily software. And so I'm highly focused on what are the software applications and what is the software experience like to enable that to happen. So I know we need world-class hardware and we're bringing that to the equation. But in addition to that, what does that mean from a software perspective as you think about your work experience as well as your personal experience on one device? And I can't go into features obviously, but that's something that we're very, very focused on and excited to share more about.
Well, one thing I want to talk about is why BlackBerry? Why now? I mean, I know I'm always happy that there's a new BlackBerry. I mean, it's my most favorite thing ever. So I'm glad when we get new ones. But you just woke up one morning and thought, I want to make a BlackBerry.
As you can imagine, this is a huge decision and a huge undertaking. It certainly didn't happen over the course of that short of a time frame. But I was for a while thinking about the fact that nobody else out there was designing a phone from the ground up around security. And the amount of kind of software applications that I could develop and release into the world if I had access to the kernel, if I had access to hardware. And so I was working on that problem for a while. And then, I got news of the TCL, of course, announcement. My co-founder, Melody Russell, and I started thinking about, hey, would the BlackBerry brand tell this story, right? Would it tell this story around security, and is there an alignment there? And that really was the motivation. We met with BlackBerry. We shared our vision. I think they believed in us in a manner that has been crucial to the relationship, and I think will be crucial to the relationship in the decades to come. But that partnership is really what blossomed here, and how we got here.
Well, I like that, and I like that you're a software guy, and the words security are also very important too, because BlackBerry has always been synonymous with security. Mm-hmm. BlackBerry 10 was widely known as, of course, like the most secure phones that you could get, and I think maybe there was some shaken feelings in the consumer trust once they got into the Android world, because the thing with BlackBerries always has been they built from the ground up for security, and that's why it's important that there's close constraints and observation and interaction between BlackBerry and the process now with FIH, because you can't just slap McAfee on a phone and it magically make your phone secure. Being able to control the components is half of the battle whenever you need to integrate the software with it for a secure platform.
Absolutely, and there's a lot that goes into the security story. We're hearing directly from our customer base that area of manufacturing is important. Logistics of how it gets to them are important. All of these are service area for attacks, right? And need to be closely monitored and processes put in place to ensure that there's security all around them, right? And so it's not just the final software that gets loaded here in North America and making sure that that's correct. It's are all the hardware components secure, right? And how have you secured data at rest on the phone? How have you secured communications to the phone? Each of these are just tremendous areas of attack, in our opinion, aren't being handled correctly by our large competitors out there, and we have a lot to bring to the table around each one.
So, yes, and of course, security is paramount with this. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm glad to hear that as well. So one thing I was thinking about this. I get a lot of feedback, as I'm sure y'all get a lot of feedback with what people want to see in the next BlackBerry, and of course, y'all are the ones in the driver's seat. Do y'all have some sort of mechanism in place, or have y'all got feelers out there with regard to like some of the consumer sentiment with some of the features or some of the ideas people are throwing around with what they'd like to see?
Oh, definitely. We continue to get emails, and every one we read and we take very seriously. A lot of people have reached out on our website as well, sharing kind of their favorite elements of past phones and what they'd like to see in the next one. And every single one of those, again, is taken into consideration on our end. Of course, you can't meet everyone's needs in every particular way, and there will be trade-offs to make. But that being said, we're in the wonderful position to be able to pull so many things from the past, right, that have worked and have resonated with customers, as well as integrate, present innovations on top and produce a wonderful flagship phone.
So while we're talking about some of the devices of the past, do you have a favorite BlackBerry that just speaks out to you that you've always enjoyed?
I think two come to mind. The Bold 9900, the tactility of the keyboard, I think has always resonated in my mind, and making sure that we can match that sort of subconscious just enjoyment of using that device. And I also like the Passport for kind of the width in the hand. I thought was always nice. Nice. There you go. Perfect. So I think those are my favorite too. I'd love to hear out of yours. I mean, what was your favorite device?
This is not the easiest question, because there's so many that I have loved. 9900 was amazing. Mm-hmm. A lot of people look at that, and I get people all the time. They're like, "Look, I just need them to make a new one." And my favorite is the classic. Very similar to the 9900, but stretched out the screen a little bit more built around the touch-sensitive operating system with BlackBerry 10 and the swipe gestures, but still had the tool belt. But the keyboard to me was second to none in that one. And I'm excited for people to try this new phone when it comes out with the keyboard, because everyone's like, what do you need a keyboard for? What do you need a keyboard for? And there's been a lot of compromises or lack of marketing, lack of availability, just lack of information out in the consumer market over the last couple of years when it comes to them. But having used one for 15 years and then appreciating, I appreciate touchscreen phones. I really do. I enjoy them. There were some BlackBerry 10 touchscreen phones, even Android ones I enjoyed. But to me, there's still nothing that beats a physical keyboard typing experience, and especially when you get a nice one like the 9900 or the Classic, that tactility, just being able to pick it up and the feedback you get when you're typing away and the accuracy, it's such an enjoyable experience.
No doubt, and it doesn't come easily, right? It's the result of a lot of research and innovation, and we are excited to improve upon that and bring that next device to market for sure.
And I think one thing that I may have skimmed this when I was reading before, but it's going to be a new keyboard. It's not going to be a, hey, we pulled this one off the shelf that BlackBerry had sitting out there. It's a new. Cool. I mean, it may very well resemble a lot of the characteristics of a keyboard, but it won't be identical.
Correct. Yes, correct. Entirely new.
I think that's important to kind of wrap around with the new phone idea, because this is going to be y'all. Y'all are going to own this. It's not going to be like, all right, we're doing a rehash. Hey, we called it the Bold 2, just because people like name familiar. This is an OnwardMobility BlackBerry, and it's going to very much have y'all's DNA in it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that will be clear, especially as we start to talk about features and functionality. So, it's really a combined device, right, with BlackBerry branding. And again, like I said, a lot of the loved features of the past devices, but with certainly our new innovation on top of it. Absolutely.
So you talked about this briefly earlier with talking about some of the must-haves. We need a good keyboard, we need a good camera, we need a good battery life. BlackBerry was always synonymous with productivity, getting things done, lasting all day, and of course, they held on to being able to replace batteries for a long time. That was before we had like these 4,000, 5,000 milliamp batteries. But how important were these decisions going into the whole design process behind it, especially like talking about the screen and the camera and the battery life?
I mean, they're crucial, right? Every single decision is crucial, because all of these features come together to provide you the experience that you have. And it's because we put so much thought into each one, it's easy to almost become obsessed with one and forget about the others, right? There have been many phones made in the past that were super secure, but they didn't help you to do your job, right? Or they weren't the phone you wanted to reach for an alternative experience. And the whole team, just from day one, has been rallied around the idea that that's not what we want to be. We don't want to make that mistake. We're committed to the whole experience for the user, and not willing to sacrifice the general user experience, the general capabilities of the phone for any one particular aspect. So while we're focused on security, while it's security from the ground up, being a pleasure to use, having a sleek design, having our own unique design language that make you proud to hold this phone, those are all table stakes to the device that we're bringing to market next year.
And that's really important. And that's one thing that was very frustrating, and I think some people have highlighted with previous devices, because it's like, yes, I've got this great keyboard. The screen is kind of, or the camera is like, let me reach for my other phone so I can take pictures, when I take my kids to the zoo or at this family function. So that's really exciting for me. And I think this is the best time ever to do this with the BlackBerry. There's so much good stuff out there right now. It's not like 2 or 3 years ago where, okay, cameras were, we're just going to pick the best one. So many are good now. So I think right now is a really good time to put a BlackBerry together, because we're at the cutting edge of technology. And there's so many, good manufacturers out there and so many different products to be able to incorporate into this, industry-leading phone.
Yes, no doubt. And it's not just the products out there. It's kind of it's the team we've built too. They just have from logistics to sourcing to software to carrier relationships. I believe we're bringing that same attitude to the team and how we approach this from the business perspective as well, right? So you really need to execute at a world-class level across domains, just like you see products executing at a world-class level across experiences. We're focused on the same exact thing as a company, right? With that product.
And I like that mindset that y'all bring to the table, because essentially it's, y'all have assembled a team and you've got your partners, you've got your experts to wrap your head around this product to bring us the best BlackBerry experience possible. And I'm really excited about that. I think other people are as well.
No doubt.
So y'all probably got this question before, so it's probably not
Okay.
When it comes to a keyboard in 2021, I think it's great, but a lot of people are like, it takes up the screen space, blah, blah, blah. Why do I want to type on that? But why a physical keyboard, from y'all's perspective, in this day and age?
Yeah, great question. So, and certainly top of mind, right? We've been doing a lot of surveys to determine kind of what the market looks like out there with respect to the keyboard. But the reality is, we hear time and time again, there's a large user base out there that loves the keyboard experience. I for example, love the kind of easy touch to get to an application, right? A lot of the productivity features that come along with the keyboard as well. So we think there's a large user base out there that will love the keyboard on this device. We certainly encourage users who maybe have migrated away from a keyboard to try it, right? I think it will be innovative, and we're excited to get their feedback as well. So long story short, I think we're bullish. We continue to hear from users that do want the keyboard on their device, and we're excited to fill that need.
And I think right now is, again, the best time. If you look at what's going on in the smartphone landscape right now, we've got the Samsung Fold, we've got the Z Flip, we got the Razr, we got the LG Wing, with this rotating screen that just got announced. So this is like the year, or going into the year, of these new form factors. Clearly, people are not happy with just a regular slab phone anymore. They're looking for something different. And I think that right now is a great time to reintroduce BlackBerry to, one, longtime customers and fans, but also a new category of people who have not experienced that before and can be like, there's something to this. It's not just, oh, that's not my grandfather's phone. That's not my dad's old work phone. I mean, this is, a new age for phones, I think, right now.
You're totally right, Adam. I mean, the proof is in the pudding out there as we continue to see these new form factors come to market and people are craving innovation. I think it's a wonderful time to be releasing this phone and be innovating in all the ways that we are around it, no doubt.
And also, I think the other key emphasis too, of course, BlackBerry has always been synonymous with productivity, with enterprise. And a lot of people may not know what enterprise is, but generally we just kind of relate that to the business world.
Sure.
Big corporations, government, stuff like that. But at the same time, this is something that's supposed to appeal to the consumer market as well, where, I don't know where it's going to be marketed, but maybe where you can walk into a Best Buy, or you can see it on the front page of Amazon and be like, yeah, this is something that I could see for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So two things there that I think are really important. One is, distribution, right? So we've brought on team members with just phenomenal experience in working with carriers, in having conversations with carriers, and making sure that this device is really easy to acquire, right? We want to work with those partners in the best way possible, and we're in conversations with them. So I think that's part of the puzzle. And then the second part of the puzzle is price point, right? You have to be competitive on price point, again, to make this an accessible sort of option for consumers out there. And that's also top of mind to me. And both of these things come together to enable what we really want, which is, we want these experiences that we're working so hard to generate, right, and to execute on. We want these experiences in as many people's hands as possible, right? We want to get the word out there that this phone is really a wonderful experience and a flagship device. So a lot will go into that, but I think those two pieces of the puzzle are crucial for sure.
And I think that that's important. We want to have the best BlackBerry possible. I mean, I entertain, talking to people in comments all the time where it's like, look, I'd pay $1,000 to get an upgraded version of this phone. But it's not just a nostalgia. It's not just a feel-good story. This isn't like going into a novelty store and like, all right, we made another one and just put the BlackBerry name on it. We're trying to reestablish, this handset out in the market and, be viable moving forward. Not like a one-hit wonder, not just a memory, but make a enduring device and brand.
100%. Yes. I mean, we're here to stay. Our ethos really is around, like I've said before, just, very much into the future and building a brand around the smartphones and BlackBerry. And we couldn't be more thrilled to do it.
All right. Well, I know you got to get out of here. So I appreciate your time and stopping by to talk to me about this. Any time to get to sit down and talk about BlackBerry is a wonderful time, especially with the guy who's doing it.
Absolutely, Adam. Thank you so much. We'll continue to watch your videos and please reach out anytime. We'd love to reconnect.
Thank you very much. All right. Well, all right. So tons of fun there. It was great getting a chance to talk with Peter, especially about the new upcoming BlackBerry for 2021. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Hopefully you got to hear some of your questions answered throughout this process and just really got to enjoy some sit down time talking BlackBerry, because this is an exciting time. I mean, we're at 2020 now. 2021 is just around the corner. 2020 hadn't been a great year. So having the opportunity to have such hope and a new device coming out next year is really exciting, and full faith and confidence that these guys are going to do a good job bringing it to market. So that's all I've got, guys. Again, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, of course, leave your comments and all that. We can discuss this further. And appreciate y'all watching. I'll see you guys next time.